Alright, so the Indomitable update notes. Octavia is coming. That's kind of the big thing of this update. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other interesting stuff too. But I want to check out her cards and her other abilities, kind of get into the gritty details here. So, I guess let's read her lore first. Conflict is ancient. War is perspective. But survival is the only real objective. For those who survive, there is a better life somewhere past that conflict. That is what Octavia is fighting for. A better life for us all. The crucible of war has sharpened her battlefield instincts to a razor's edge. But what truly distinguishes Octavia is her unwavering determination and her trust in her soldiers. If there is hope, she will find that spark and fan it into a roaring blaze, inspiring her troops with unwavering loyalty. The greatest threats to the realm will have to survive meeting Octavia, the Indomitable. Ah! Yeah, pretty interesting. So she's like a commander-type person on the magistrate's side. Sort of like a military commander person for that, which, that's kind of cool. Kind of needed a character like that, and she looks really nice. I like the splash art. I like the skin. Looks pretty cool. And yeah, she's a damage champion, 2200 health, so a bit on the tankier side of the squishies, technically speaking. So yeah, she has marksman rifle. It's really, really inaccurate when you fire, kind of unscoped. I mean, I guess it's not as inaccurate as like Strix's rifle, but it's still fairly inaccurate. And it deals 500 damage for 0.3 seconds. Now, I'm not sure. They said in the update show that it does less damage but fires faster when you're not aiming down sights. So I don't think the 500 damage over 0.3 seconds is accurate when you're not aiming down sights. I'm not sure, though. But, yeah, when you do aim down sights, it's pretty darn accurate. It does have a little bit of kickback and stuff. It has 12 ammo, and yeah, it's sort of a mid-range weapon. It's not really, like, that much of a long-range sniper. Like, she's not really Strix or Kinessa in that aspect. But it's still, a pretty decent ranged weapon. And yeah, her sights, pretty much the same as, like, a Vivian sights or a Strix sights. It's kind of like a hybrid between the two, in the sense that it doesn't, like, take up your entire screen like a Strix sights, but I'm not sure. I kind of zooms in a little bit. It's just, typical sights, but it's like a circle scope sort of thing, which is nice. And yeah, the interesting about this is when you use the sights while you're in the air, it'll basically stop your movement. So you'll stand still in the air sort of thing. So kind of like hovering, and you'll be able to shoot for 2.5 seconds without actually falling. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. You can only do it one time when you're in the air, so if you, like, fall off a cliff, use it for 2.5 seconds, then unscope, then scope again, it'll only stop you once. So, that's interesting. And yeah, while active, the ability lets you see enemies in friendly and enemy distortion fields, which is one of her other abilities down here, which is basically really crazy strong ability, but it has an 18-second cooldown. It creates an opaque dome that hides allies and prevents from seeing outside of it while inside. So yeah, if you pop the distortion field on yourself, then enemies won't be able to see where you are inside that field. It's like a massive dome. I guess sort of similar size to Makoa's half shell. It doesn't make them invisible, so Illuminate doesn't counter it. But what I'm wondering, and what we're going to have to test on the PTS, is does Cassie's ult, or Strix's flare, or Vivian's sensor drones reveal people inside of it? I want to know if that's a way to counter distortion field. I'm not sure right now. So yeah, we're going to have to definitely check that on the PTS. But yeah, we're definitely going to test that on the PTS. And by the way, if you want to see me test that on the PTS, then yeah, consider following, because we will be doing a lot of PTS content when that is released. So that should be fun. And yeah, kind of skipped Commanding Leap. This is basically, you jump up into the air, and then you fall back down. Right. It's a leap, but it does have that special thing where you can basically hover in the air by aiming down sights. So that's kind of cool. I don't know why that also says it on Commanding Leap, but, I mean, yeah, that's the interesting thing. And then her ultimate is Creeping Barrage, which is basically just an orbital strike. So it basically summons, like, these lasers, like it'll show laser strike, and then circle will expand, and then it'll finally do a big boom. Kind of like a typical, orbital strike that, you think of in some sort of sci-fi environment. And yeah, it basically spawns a bunch of those going forward. So you get like one here, then one here, then one here, then one here, and they just go forward for a little bit. And they do 850 damage, and yeah, that smaller targeting beam, that little small thing before you get the big boom. It deals 100 damage, and it also destroys shields. So you can't use, like, Makoa's half shell to block it, and if it is, if you're unfortunate enough to have, like, your barrack shield get touched by it or something, which was blocking some damage from somewhere else, that shield's just going to get vaporized. So, yeah, kind of an anti-shield ult. Kind of a sort of zoning ult because it covers a massive area and you don't want to be standing inside of it. And also you can't hide under rooftops from it. So, like, say you're on Timbermill, you want to go hide in the little cubby to hide from it. That's not the case. It's like a Fury Beam in the sense that it'll do damage no matter where you are. If you're inside that basically vertical zone of where it is, you'll get hit by damage. So that's cool. Anyways, let's check out her talents next. So when you land with a Commanding Leap ability, this is her first default talent, which is Hell or High Water. When you land with a Commanding Leap ability, you'll create a small pool underneath you that will heal you and nearby allies for 600 health over 1.5 seconds. So, yeah, kind of nice, good sustain. Once the enemies get cauterized 3, you're not going to notice this too much, but in the early game, it could be really nice for helping you and your teammates. It's nice sustain. And another thing about this is that as Octavia, and this doesn't apply to your other allies, when you're standing inside the field, you're not going to consume any ammo. So that's kind of nice. Another neat little thing, I guess. Her next talent is Asymmetric Warfare, which causes her Distortion Field to damage enemies for 125 damage every half a second, or 250 damage a second, and it also heals allies for 75 every half second, or 150 heals a second, while inside the shield. Or the field. It's not a shield. It doesn't block damage. You can still shoot through the distortion field, by the way. And it lasts for 4 seconds. So I guess in total, 150... So that's also like 600 heals over the entire duration if you stay inside of it the entire time. Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot about this distortion field that I didn't read. If you're an enemy and you get caught inside it, you'll get slowed by 10%. Which isn't that much of a slow, but it's still a slow. So do keep that in mind. And her last talent is Display of Force. Enemies are rooted in place for 1.5 seconds when they're hit by the pre-fire beam. So, yeah, basically, if you get hit by that little tiny beam, you're pretty much guaranteed to get hit by the Creeping Barrage, the Big Boom, which deals an extra 600 damage. Now, I assume if you get Resilience 3, you might be able to evade that Big Boom in time, but it's going to make it really, really hard if you do get struck by that initial targeting beam. So, yeah, do keep that in mind. But, yeah, cards. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't put the passives in. So this was something that they showed off in the update show, where basically at the start of the match, Octavia, and only Octavia, can choose one of 4 different passives, which will affect not just her, but her entire team. So, trying to remember these off of memory alone. So there's, I think, one that which reduces all cooldowns by 10%, pretty much Chronos 1 team-wide. There's one which gives everyone a 500 health shield when they respawn. I don't think the shield has like a set duration, but once it's gone, it's shut down, then it's gone. One of them, I think, gives like morale boost 1 to some people, like 15% ult charge to everybody on the team. And I forget what the last one is. I don't remember the last one, but there's a 4th one. And yeah, so she has passives, which you can actively choose. So, and yeah, it affects the entire team. Really, really interesting. Kind of ties into the idea that she's a commander and she leads her squadron by giving them some cool buffs. So, yeah. Anyways, she also has some recolor skins. Doesn't have a fancy skin yet. I mean, she's a new champion, so yeah. You have the Maverick recolor, which is unlocked through the season pass. Kind of a red-looking skin. No hat. Or you can get the hat version with, some blue colors instead for 60,000 gold or 200 crystals, although I don't know why you would ever spend 200 crystals when you can spend 60,000 gold on a skin. It's a little bit silly. And then Golden Octavia. I really, really like the color placement on this skin. I hope it looks as good in-game as it does in the splash art, because it looks like it's one of the better gold skins in the game, just off the splash art alone. Definitely does not look like the Shaolin skin, so that's pretty good. As long as it looks better than that, I'll be happy.
All
but
right.
anyways, so yeah, the next thing in this update will be they are changing battle passes to event passes. They're completely getting rid of battle passes and putting in this new event pass in its place. So the idea was basically to make the event pass levels, I guess, more impactful, so you level up once in the event pass and you feel like, oh, I got some really cool stuff, as opposed to sometimes, if you get the free pass and the battle pass, there were just some tiers that didn't really have much at all, like, ooh, yay, I get a little bit of gold. So they're trying to make these levels a bit more rewarding for each level you level up. There are only 24 levels, so Yeah, significantly shorter in terms of the amount of levels there are, but each level also takes significantly more XP to get. But it still ultimately takes half as much XP, I think they said in the patch show, to level up the event pass to completion as compared to the battle pass. So that's cool. And there's one skin in this event pass which is completely free. If you level up the event pass and you're a free-to-play player, you get a skin. So that is significantly better than the battle pass. I mean, the battle pass doesn't really have free skins that much, so yeah. This is really nice for free players, and yeah, it also has a 2-month cycle instead of a 3-month cycle. So you have one less month to complete it, but it takes half the amount of XP. So ultimately you'll be able to complete it quicker, they'll be able to get more event passes out throughout the year, as opposed to battle passes, and yeah, the skins are pretty cool. And there's also a new challenge system, Trials of the Realm, which I imagine they'll explain later on. But first, I guess we gotta check out the skins. So this is the Game On event pass, kind of similar to the digitized event from a few years ago. And they have very similar skins, sort of in that style. So you have this Androxa skin, which I guess we could zoom in a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Whoa, that's too much. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the sort of Xbox Androxus skin. He looks like a game console merged with a robot, and it's actually pretty cool looking in game. I mean, he has some nice special effects. He has a really nice looking pistol. In general, it's just really, really nice looking skin. The voice lines are a little bit cringe, but yeah, the rest of the skin, really nice. The only problem I have is, did Androxus really need another skin, man? I mean, we have champions like Atlas, like Willow, like Talus, who have barely any skins. Atlas only has one skin. I mean, everyone complains about Torvald having, you know, only 2 skins for the longest time, and then he just got another one. Atlas is over here having 1 skin since his entire release, and it's the Legionnaire skin, which doesn't even look that much different to his default skin. So, I don't know, maybe a Gamer Atlas would have been nice, but no, we get an Androxa skin. But at least they did a good job. I mean, this Androxa skin looks really sick. The Ying skin. This is probably my least favorite skin in the entire update, to be perfectly honest. Kind of VR headset on Ying. The weapon is interesting, I guess. I don't know. I just don't really care for this one. But yeah, this is what you get at level 12, so kind of halfway through. This is what you get instantly, which is nice. You know, kind of get the Androxa skin right off the bat, and you can play with that. Here's the recolor of the Ying skin. Honestly, kind of like it even less than the original one, to be perfectly honest. And then, finally, the level 24 unlock. You get RGB Dark Androxus game console. And it's great, and it's lovely, and I can't wait to look at it in-game. The splash art alone looks really cool. Take my money. But yeah, again, with the Ying skin, like, not only does it look kind of meh, in my opinion, but also, again, Ying's another one of those champions. She has, like, so many skins. So why does she need another? I don't know. They could have, like, the Androxa skin, I'm fine with. Replace the Ying skin with an Atlas skin. That's what I want. But, yeah, I mean, I'm still fine with getting skins and stuff, you know, so that's nice. But yeah, only 2 character skins in this event pass, but don't worry, there will be other 2 skins coming in a similar digitized theme. They're just coming in a different part, which we'll probably get to eventually. Suddenly Airplane. Okay, sorry about that. There's also some sprays and stuff, which are cool. And yeah, you can already see, you know, kind of what another one of the skins is going to be. It's kind of chilling in a folder. There are some 3D sprays too, which this one's my favorite. This will just appear above your head, and it's an alert message from, you know, Windows. Noob.exe, no aim detected. Please Alt plus F4 to improve team performance. Which, if you don't know, do not press Alt F4 when you're in the middle of a game. It will close your game. For most games, it just closes games and things outright. In fact, let me demonstrate.
All right.
Yeah, we press Alt F4. It asked me if I want to confirm close the window. We're not actually going to close the window, but that's what Alt F4 does. Absolutely silly spray. I love it. I love it. And you have some cool avatars too. This one actually looks really sick. RGB ROM. MVP poses, you get one for Eevee. You get some emotes for Inara and Zin, which we didn't see in the update show, unfortunately. You also get a loading frame, which it gives me Street Style vibes, honestly. Those same, like, stickers and stuff all over it. It's like if Street Style and a gaming console had a baby. It's not the best loading frame, but it's not the worst either. I'm not going to use it. I use my Masters frames, and that's it. But it's still a pretty cool frame if you want it. And a death card. You got this guy just gaming with his ascended white glasses. All right, so Trials of the Realm. This is the sort of challenges thing that they're replacing the Battle Pass quests with. And instead, you get this thing. So, Trials of the Realm is Paladins' newest challenge system, replacing Battle Pass challenges, featuring weekly quests for players to tackle each patch. So, instead of completing all the challenges at once, you could complete, theoretically, all of the challenges of the Battle Pass within the first week. Now, you have certain quests for 1 week, and then you have different quests another week, and then different quests another week, and it's kind of cool. And completing the trials unlocks some cosmetics, currency, and XP rewards. So instead of, the Battle Pass quests only giving you, some XP, and then you complete 30 of them, you get a title, and then you complete 60 of them, and then you get another title, instead of just that boring system, you have not just the XP, but some cosmetics and some currency as well, which I think includes some crystals and some gold, and then the cosmetics are stuff like MVP poses and stuff like that. So pretty cool. And yeah, it all takes place on this region map, which is really well done. Looks pretty fancy. All right. So yeah, Trials of the Realm, access from a new menu option on the Paladins homepage, and when you open it, there will be 8 regions that all correspond to a location on the Paladins world map. When a major patch goes live, players will only have access to the first region, but each week a new region will unlock, opening up new challenges and rewards for completing those challenges. And yeah, a timer basically shows how long before the next region is unlocked. So you get all of these different challenge hubs, and they'll have different challenges to complete with different rewards, and they come for each week. And I think they also have some lore attached to them as well. I think they said in the update show that they were trying to bring some more lore into the Battle Pass, or not the Battle Pass quests, the event quests in these challenge hubs. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you'll find 3 different sets of challenges, each with their own reward, in each of the weekly trials. And yeah, these locations are unlocked with tickets displayed at the bottom of any region you open. Each patch, you'll start with 2 tickets, and completing a set of challenges grants you the reward for that location and a new ticket, which you can use to unlock another location. It's really complicated, but I imagine once we get into the PTS, once we get into game, it'll make a lot more sense. It's kind of hard to demonstrate just reading it out here, without actually showing how the UI feels in the actual game itself. So, I know it sounds complicated. I don't even fully understand it yet, but it'll probably be really simple once we get in game and actually get to experience it, kind of play around with it for ourselves. So that's nice. And yeah, there's some pretty interesting rewards. So each set of trials has a unique reward tied to it. And yeah, there's 300 total crystals. I think this is across all the challenges. So you're not going to get 300 crystals for each weekly challenge. That would be ridiculous. But I think they're spread out pretty much across the entire thing. There's also some gold, and then I think these are all the different cosmetics you can unlock for completing each of the challenges. So you got some cool avatars, got some interesting sprays. This one looks cool. And yeah, also these. This is a 3D spray also that appears above your head, kind of an Oregon Trail reference. Really nice. Pretty interesting. And yeah, that's MVP pose for Maldamba. So that's the rewards you get for completing the challenges, as well as XP, as well as gold, as well as crystals. So you definitely want to complete these challenges in order to get the crystals and stuff like that. So it's kind of an incentive to go out, try some new things, try the challenges, and complete them as best you can. So honestly, pretty interesting. I can't wait to try it out, because it seems like a much, I guess, more rewarding system than the current Battle Pass quests we currently have. So yeah, pretty neat. Anyways, general changes now. We have officially retired the test maps match queue, but you'll be able to create custom games on test maps. They kind of already retired these a few patches ago. I mean, we haven't been able to play test maps for a bit, but you can use them on custom games now. So if you want to play a not textured map that's different from all the other maps in the game, then you can do that in custom games. So that's exciting. This is probably the thing I hate the most about this patch, to be perfectly honest. So there's this DLC that's coming next patch, which is the Sparkling Stallion Pack, which contains a unicorn mount that looks very similar to a mount that we already have in the game. And I think it also came from Romariel, if I recall correctly. I think someone in chat mentioned that. And it has a trail behind it, which makes it easier for you to target, so it's kind of a downgrade of the other unicorn in that sense, although it is an upgrade in terms of visual quality. It does look better than the other unicorn. But it costs $15. I mean, if it was like a $5 DLC, like whatever, that's, I mean, fair enough. I still won't buy it because I don't like unicorns, but $15. I mean, I guess not only do you get the Sparkling Stallion map, but you get a whopping 200 crystals and 1 Deal of the Day token. Which I guess Deal of the Day, those are like $7, so I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. But $15. $15, man. That's a little bit crazy. I guess the Deal of the Day token, like, Deal of the Days are what, like $7, $8? So I guess half of the price is just getting a free Deal of the Day, so you see a spicy Deal of the Day you want, you can go ahead and use the token on that. So then I guess it's like $7 for the mounted 200 crystals. Which I guess... I guess now that I think of it, it's not that big of a ripoff. But considering one of the big selling points is you get this mount, like, I don't know. I don't know, Chief. Still, I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, we can move on from that and check out the other two cool skins. So there's going to be a new chest, which comes out, I think they said on March 31st, which has the other two cool digitized skins and the recolors. So we have Rom. Legendary name. So you have, again, RGB, kind of really cool gaming death PC machine, which is Rom. He's really, really cool looking in game. His colors cycle, so if you have, like... I can't demonstrate this with my mouse or something, because I don't have it cycling between all the different colors. But if you've ever used, like, an RGB thing, and you know the default setting is just cycling between all the different colors, that's what the ROM skin does. Which I think is really cool, honestly. The voice lines sound cool, too. We did get to see, like, what the run sounds like. The run music, honestly, sounds a little bit off, considering it's Rom the Death Machine. And the emote, where he summons a portal above himself and some stuff falls out, drops memes, which the memes look like they've been made in 2013. I mean, it's an interesting concept. You'll have to see it in game to determine whether you like it or not. Personally, I mean, the memes could be better, but it's an interesting concept. And the rest of the skin, honestly, I think is really cool. And there's the other recolor, which, actually, I don't think this one is in the chest, but it's available for 800 crystals. And it's kind of a fiery inferno version of this skin, which, also, I think it'll probably look pretty cool in game. And then Imani, also available from the Digital World test, is kind of like a, if a person got dropped into an 8-bit universe and suddenly they get these magical powers, that's kind of what an Imani skin is. So, yeah, she has some really, really nice visual and sound effects on her weapons and stuff. The dragon, it actually looks pretty cool. Really unique concept. I guess not really unique, but it's just a really cool concept. Honestly, probably one of my favorite skins this patch, if not my favorite skin. Kind of... This one and the Androxus skin are my two favorites. And there's the Genesis Imani, which, where have I heard that name before? And, yeah, kind of a pink version of that, available for 800 crystals. So I guess the recolor skins you have to buy separately, but these skins you can just get from the chest. And, yeah, what else does this chest have? So this is the chest they come from. It's 400 crystals, which is pretty expensive, but, I mean, it's half the price of the recolor skins, and you have a chance to get, you know, both of these skins. So you pay 800 crystals for these chests and you get 2 of the skins. So that's nice. And it also contains Digitized Bomb King, Digitized Inara, Battlesuit Eagle Eye, Kinessa, Battlesuit Angel Furia, Grobot Grover, and RoboForce Ruckus. So if you already have these skins, then you drop 800 crystals, you're guaranteed to get these 2 skins. If you don't already have these skins and you want to pick them up, then there's a chance to get, you know, some of these older digitized skins from the this chest, which, yeah, comes out March 31st. So looking forward to that, because I already have all these skins. So I drop 800 crystals and I'm set with these 2 skins. So that's nice. And yeah, there's also some other chests which contain things from other battle passes in the past, which, you know, that's cool, I guess. If you don't have these skins, honestly, I'm not as hyped for them because they don't have anything new for me. I think I have every single one of these skins, actually. Except for the Shore Patrol skins. I don't have those. Or the Pirate skins. So actually, I don't have all these skins. So if you want some of these skins that you missed out on, or you just didn't want in the past but you want now, then yeah, you can get these out of these chests. This one releases on April 14th. And Arcane Powers chest releases on April 28th. And it contains, yeah, some other skins from other past battle passes. And it also contains Pyrelord Magnus Corvus. So another way to get that. Cool. And there's also, lastly, I think this is the last chest. Yeah, the Community 2021 Battle, or, English. The Community 2021 chest, which, price, available from special events. So I guess you get this from events coming in May 10th, around May 12th. And they contain a bunch of avatars. So you don't, I think, necessarily have to pay for this. And you can get some cool avatars, which were designed by the community. So you can get like a cool Cassie one if you want, or if you like Moji and you think, you know, this is a cute avatar, then you can get that. Or Dumb. That one actually looks kind of cool. And yeah, just a bunch of unique avatars which were designed by people in the community. So that's nice. That's really nice. And now we get into the balance. Now they only said 2 balance changes in the show, and yeah, there's only two balance changes, or I guess 2 champions who got changed. So Yikes. I guess let's read the developer commentary. Yaggroth is heavily influencing the meta and play rates of champions at all skill levels. We are seeing that most overperforming champions have mechanics that either counter or complement her very well. For now, we would like to bring Yaggroth's power level down and see where other champions fall, so balance will be minimal for the release of PTS. More balanced adjustments may come based on PTS performance. So I guess what they're doing is they're toning down Yaggroth, seeing how that plays, and then maybe in the middle of the PTS, they're going to do some other balance changes later. Assumedly. Is that even a word? I don't know. That's our assumption, I guess. So these might not be the only balance changes when the patch is finally released, but going into the PTS, this is what they've done now. So Barrett got his health buff reverted. He's back down to 3,400 health, which I think is a fair enough change. I mean, for Barrett to have 4,000 health on top of a health card, on top of a big shield and turrets, and having a small enough hitbox that he can hide behind the payload, pretty strong. So I'm fine with this. He's a must ban in ranked right now. Every single ranked game. If he's not banned, it's surprising. So, yeah, that's kind of a good change, I guess. And Yaggroth, lots of nerfs. So the talent Corrosive Acid is getting a damage nerf from 48 to 42. Armored Carapace, her passive, is getting its base damage reduction reduced from 40,000, or 40,000 damage reduction, ladies and gentlemen. No, 40% down to 35%. So she's going to be a bit easier for champions like Victor or Strix to kill, who don't necessarily have the percent base damage, or just the raw DPS like Tyra or Cassie have, or Dredge, Dredge spam with his broadsides will be able to kill her a little bit easier. Willow Dead Zone, that always shut her down, but Willow's DPS will be doing a little bit more down too, so yeah, in general, kind of a nice change. It's going to be easier for some of the weaker champions in the game to actually even stand a chance to her, because as it stands, Strix, Victor, other champions like that, they aren't feeling so good into Yaggroth. So, yeah. But also, those same champions that I mentioned, Tyra, Cassie, they're going to be even stronger now, because there's less damage reduction for, like, Tyra's fire to chew through, for example. So, yeah, Yaggroth, getting weaker. In hand, Caustic Spray. So, her weapon is getting its initial hit damage reduced. So, not only does she have less damage reduction, but she has less damage across the board. Corrosive Acid does less damage, her Caustic Spray does less damage. So they're really trying to make her weaker, which honestly I think makes sense. I mean, her damage, considering that she can buff it up with her needles to do 10% more, considering that fact, her damage was really, really strong when you also consider that she has crazy damage reduction and the highest base health pool in the game. So, yeah, pretty crazy. And her ultimate health pool has also got nerfed, which in some cases, I mean, I don't even see her health pool as a problem in some cases. Again, when you have like Tyra, her ultimate, you can almost never get it off. And if you use it in like a group of people like standing on point or something, you're never going to get that off. But I guess in tight corridors, if you're ulting like a single target, like a Victor again, for example, he's going to have, I guess, more of a chance to survive now, assuming he hits those headshots. And it doesn't glitch out and, just prevent Victor from shooting. So that's nice. And finally, let's get into the bug fixes. Now, they only went over a few bug fixes in the actual update show, so we're going to get a lot of interesting new stuff that we haven't seen yet to stream in the bug fixes section. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this is. It looks like they have a ton of bug fixes this time. So what we're lacking in balance changes, we're making up for in bug fixes. Hopefully these are some good bug fixes. So, Androxus fixed an issue where spawn doors could apply damage to reversal. I didn't know that was a thing. That's interesting. Okay. So yeah, you could get a chunky reversal with that then if you knew how to abuse it. Barrack fixed an issue where the one man's treasure would activate twice if a turret killed an enemy. This was pretty strong. So yeah, if a turret killed an enemy, then you would get crazy amounts of not damage reduction, cooldown reduction. So yeah, this has been fixed. Kind of makes that card weaker, but at the same time not weaker because it's intended. Why did I search that? I don't want to search that. So yeah, that's good. Corvus fixed further issues with Corvus getting out of bounds using projection. So you could still leave the spawn room in some cases, and I guess they're fixing that. That's good. That's always been just such a silly thing. Like you just randomly see, you're chilling in spawn, and then the enemy Corvus comes up and says hi before the match starts, or before, I guess, the point fight starts. That's cool. Khan fixed an issue where Eternal and Dark Guardian skins use default skins audio instead of unique audio. That's good. So, I wonder what this applies to then. Does this apply to the one emote where it doesn't have the custom voice lines? Because there's this one emote where Khan leans down, he pulls up a hologram of Leon, and it says the default voice lines, which I always thought was just them being lazy. But if that was actually a bug, first of all, why did they not fix that in the last BTS? Second of all, I'm glad it's finally getting fixed, because then maybe that'll finally show and make the emote worth using again. Because I always just thought that was lazy. But I guess other unique audio, that being fixed too, that's nice. And yeah, I mean, I also like how the skins look in general, so that's kind of it's a nice buff to the skin. Leon, fix an issue where precision would gain stacks on targets in an ethereal state. So you could stack buffs, or I guess gain stacks on like rock walk, for example. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's kind of a cool fix. Moji, fixed an issue where Dense Woods card did not function. I don't know what this card does. Quite frankly, I don't care. Sky, fix an issue where the Mastery Coin could get stuck on Sky's model while using the Mastery mode at the end of the round. Yes. I see we're fixing the important things. I mean, fair enough. I mean, kind of looked ugly when he would do that, so that's nice. Terminus, fix an issue where Terminus's respawn timer was reduced when executed by an enemy. So you would get executed by Vora, for example, and you'd be right back into the fight in a jiffy. So they fixed that. So you're going to get back into the fight slower now. But it's intended behavior, so that's nice. And I guess he also had the same issue as Androxus did, where spawn doors would apply damage to Power Siphon. Cool. Alright, Tiberius. Fix an issue where Tiberius could activate the second effect of Heavy Blade with the Tigron's Fury talent equipped while banished or polymorphed. So I guess you could explode it while being banished by Atlas or polymorphed by Pip or Moji. So you can no longer do that. Cool. And finally, Yaggroth bug fixes. Fix an issue where Yaggroth could swap from travel form to planted form while banished by Atlas. So I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm glad that's fixed. And this is the big one that I really wanted fixed. They fixed an issue where Chronos and other cooldown reducing effects would not reduce the cooldown of travel form abilities. So your acceleration, your reveal, your acid, those were not getting reduced by Chronos. And I guess other cooldown reducing effects that they talk about. So I guess like dark gifts and stuff like that. Which was kind of a problem for the Sight Begets Strength talent. Because no matter how much Chronos you got, you could still only use Sight Begets Strength buff every 11 seconds. So now that Chronos affects that, you can use Sight Begets Strength, quick maths, like roughly about 8 seconds now, give or take. Probably a little bit more than 8 seconds, but something like that. So yeah, that's really, really huge. And you can also accelerate more, so that's nice. And also fix some map collision issues with Yaggroth and Brightmarsh. Yaggroth is too fat, so they had to make some regions, I guess, easier to get through for fat people. I don't know. And last but not least, although probably least, I don't really know, fix an issue where the inverted y-axis setting carried over from controller to keyboard and mouse when the player swapped input type. Because apparently people use inverted y-axis. This is news to me. So, yay. And with that, that is the end of the patch notes. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of potentially game-breaking stuff. Cough Octavia. Hiding dome thing. Cough Octavia. A little bit crazy. But, yeah, also a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool skins. Kind of wish they would give some skins to some champions who don't have as many skins, like Atlas, for example. But the skins we did get, for the most part, are all cool. Except for the Ying one, in my opinion. But the other ones are nice. And yeah, I'm excited to try out some of the things with Octavia. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload from me. Also, make sure to join the Discord server, linked in the description, to pick up tips, leave suggestions, and become a part of our active community. Also, huge shout out to the members of this channel for helping to make everything possible. I really, really appreciate all your support. And if you want to become a member today, then just click the join button right next to the subscribe button. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Peace out.